Hey traders, we're going to have a look at the markets, just Dow Jones and silver and gold and stuff like that. Let's get straight into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video. Trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There is no guarantees of making money in the markets, and trading is the most hardest thing you will ever do, and it takes a long time to become a good trader. So this video is just educational only. All right, traders, let me see if I can turn this microphone up a little bit for you. There we go. There we go. All right, so let's get straight into the markets today. And let me just quickly share with you what I'm seeing right now in the markets happening right now. Now, for starters, what we can see right now this is the Dow Jones here when we're looking at this chart. And we can see here that this Dow Jones is still continuing to make these highs, lower highs, lower highs. And I'm still expecting some sort of lower high through here as well too. You can see where we are right now. Both moving averages are separated and pointing down, so momentum is very strong on the downside, both short-term and long-term. So I am expecting to see a bit of a drop here from this pullback from here. So we'll see whether that actually happens or not. And same for the S&P 500. If I remove all the trend lines from the S&P 500, you can see that we had this rally back down. We had this rally down. We had this rally down through here. And now we had this bit of a pullback through here, bit of a weak pullback through here. It's actually at these areas of resistance where we are right now. So this is actually what I'm expecting to see happening in the markets. And same for the Nasdaq as well too. Nasdaq, what do we see here on the Nasdaq? We have this low, high, had this big drop down, had a pretty weak rally into these areas of resistance and support. We're actually holding here right now. And so I'm expecting to see a bit of a drop out of these markets as well too. So the important thing is that when you are trading these markets is that you don't take a trade or don't take a position based on what you think is going to happen. What I'm saying right now is what I think is going to happen with these markets, but you always need to be placing a trade based on your setup. You know what I mean? Like you want to take a trade based on your setup, not just because you think something's going to happen. Like if you think the news that's been happening over the weekend about Donald Trump sending missiles or having attack it and so on and so forth, all that sort of stuff. If you think that's going to affect the market, then please don't take a trade based on that, okay? Because almost every single time what you think is going to happen is what everyone else thinks is going to happen, and the market does the exact opposite. It just happens all the time. So let's get straight into now. That's a quick little update on the short term anyway. Let's have a look at silver and gold. So this is the actual the gold price here right now, and you can see we're actually still holding where we are right now. Now when do we actually break out of this level here? Because if I go back to the 6-month view or even a 1-year view, you can actually see what I'm seeing here right now, like a big sort of upward move, a big sort of resistance here. We're holding this, we're squeezing up in this triangle pattern. And it's just a matter of time before this thing starts to take off, I believe. And also looking at the silver and gold market, once again, just really sideways here. Not much going on. I'm moving up the 3-month view here. Not much happening for the last, so again, just sideways. But the thing about this sideways movement, if you guys follow again or follow the understanding of the markets, price and time are supposed to be equal. So therefore, this period here the market's gone sideways. It's called what we call time. And so this time phase in the market is what we call resting phase. Now if there's too much time, price needs to catch up. Now what does that mean? We're likely to get an explosion either up or down. We don't know where yet, either up or down in the markets. A lot of people still think it's going to be up, and I still think long term, especially looking at the gold and silver stocks, I think long term we're going to see a massive I believe we're going to see a big bubble in silver and gold and also especially silver and gold stocks because those long-term charts for me are setting up really nicely. But the short-term charts, you just don't know what's going to happen here. But right now we're getting a lot of time here. There's too much time here, so price needs to catch up. So therefore we're likely to get a pretty big explosion. So wherever this breaks out, if we get a hold here, we get a really big strong breakout. You better believe we're likely to continue We're likely to continue in that direction moving forward. Now again, no one really knows. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's definitely going to go up because of this and this and this and this." No one really knows. Makes sense. So it could be down. You know what I mean? Like we still could get a big drop to the downside and then continue down from there for a short term. As I said, over the next couple of years, I do see this silver and gold continuing having you know, seeing Bitcoin action in there, but the short term, it's you know, it's unsure. So you want to wait for it, wait for the breakout, and then you want to follow with that. But as I said before, guys, your number one thing is when you're trading is that, are you trading a plan that you believe in? That's the number one thing. If you're a plan doesn't mean every, you know, if you take five trades and every single one of those trades is different setups, come on now. That's not how successful trading is done. When you are trading the markets, the most successful traders that I know and that I personally get coached by right now, especially my top coach right now, guess what? He has one setup, and he will wait and wait and wait and wait as long as he has to until that one setup is, and then he trades it. He makes $3 to $5 million a year. All right. So when you are trading the markets and when you're going for the markets, be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Are you trading the exact same setup every single time, or do you have 2 or 3 different trading systems because you want to trade a lot? See, there's a big common myth out there. There's a big common misunderstanding out there that we think more is more in the market. Right? It's actually less is more in the market. What I mean by that is that the less you trade, the more you make. And especially one thing I found with my trading continuously, again and again and again and again and again. And I still go through those times as well too when I overtrade, and it happens to me all the time. And I'm trying to do whatever I can to rein that back. But the most successful traders have one successful trading plan that they believe in their heart, and it's one setup. One setup. So many different people in the markets are getting in because of something they think is a good idea, or because of this news, or because of this report, or because of someone said something on YouTube, and it made it sound really like, oh my goodness, this is definitely going to happen. No one knows what's definitely going to happen. And remember, guys, and also when you are trading, there is a thing called a win-loss ratio. All right, you must understand this. A win-loss ratio. That means you're going to have a percent of trades. There's going to be a percent of trades that are going to be losing trades, and it's just going to be a matter of that. Therefore, what I'm saying here is, don't just pile 50% of your account in one trade, because it might be one of those losers. Now, again, win-loss ratio only shows once you're trading one setup again and again and again over, say, 20 trades. Make sense? So that's the biggest thing that out there when you're trading out there. I see so many people making this biggest mistake, and I made it for so many years as well too. And especially lately, I'm really reining that in to just trade one setup only, and just waiting and waiting and waiting for those setups only. Because I know, guys, I have one setup, and then and within this setup here, I have an A type setup, which gives me a 90% success rate, probably a lot more than that, and it just crushes it. An A type setup, it just crushes it. Now, that A-type setup only may appear on the daily chart a couple of times a month. You know what I mean? Sometimes even just one time a month. But guess what? It crushes it. With options, I get 100%, 200% return. Almost instantly within a couple of days, 2, 3, 4 days. And then bam, 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 bam. It happens. It's just the A setup, which is a very, very clean setup. And then I have the B setup, which is, now again, guys, I'm talking about this one setup here, and the A setup is absolutely crystal clear, clean, bam, this is it. And then the B setup is a bit more messier, but it's still the exact same setup that I'm talking about. Goes under here, and this one here would give me probably, I'd say, around about an 80% win-loss ratio, or even a 70% win-loss ratio. So it downgrades it a bit more. Makes sense? So what I'm shifting my mindset to is just to take these A plus A setups only throughout the year, and I know that I'm going to do a lot better throughout my trading career just by taking only those as well too. My problem is my biggest thing that I'm working on right now myself is that big P, which is patience. Patience, waiting for that setup. And if you can be patient, I promise you guys right now, if you have an A-style setup, like I said before, that you get 90% win-loss ratio, and you know most of the time it's going to crush it, and you're patient for those setups, game over, you're going to make money. You know what I mean? It's just, you know that. But what stops us from actually making money? Taking B setups, taking C setups, which are like things you think is going to be taking, you know what I mean? It's like, and not forcing it, rushing it, and all that sort of stuff, and all these other areas in our trading that actually stops us from moving forward. You know what I mean? And so a lot of people say, just give me a good trading system and that's all I need to know. Guys, there's 1,000 ways that actually work in the markets. It's not the one trading system. The trading system is only a small percent of it. All the other, being patient and waiting for that setup. That is probably one of the biggest things. Being patient and discipline. Being patient and disciplined and waiting for that setup. And when you wait for that setup, and when you wait for, especially like A+ setups, I know it's just game over from there. So, makes sense, guys? Anyway, have an amazing day, guys. It's a bit of an update for you. Leave a comment below and let me know what you think about what's going to happen in silver and gold, and let me know what you think about, have you been through, if you've been trading for a while, do you see what I'm saying there, and do you see the reason why most people don't make money in the markets when it comes to trading?